The Prime Minister says the drop in oil prices is significant, but that oil is hardly the entire Canadian economy and won't undermine its overall strength. The Bank of Canada wasn't as confident yesterday, blaming oil for its surprise interest rate cut. But that's left some wondering if it'll only encourage Canadians to take on more debt. Here's Ron Charles.
At tech company Uberflip, they're seeing an immediate benefit from yesterday's surprise drop in the Bank of Canada's key interest rate. Uberflip helps companies around the world get their social media messages out to potential customers. The interest rate drop sent the Canadian dollar plummeting almost 1.50 cents. Money in the bank here.
We invoice everyone in U.S. dollars, but all of our operations are here in Canada, so all of our expenses are Canadian. So we get a great perk these days in terms of the conversion.
As for slightly lower borrowing costs, he doesn't expect that to have much of an effect.
We're taking large gambles a lot of the time. Small percentage points don't impact us.
Back when interest rates were constantly fluctuating, people with mortgages waited in anticipation for the Bank of Canada to announce what it would do with its key rate. That's because the big chartered banks would normally follow suit with changes to their mortgage rates. This time, the big banks haven't budged.
Back in the good old days when margins were thick on mortgages, you see the Bank of Canada cut rates and you'd see announcements from the major banks on the same day. Now, it could take a day, 2 days, 3 days, maybe into next week.
The variable hasn't changed yet.
Other analysts say they may not move at all. Mortgage broker Joe Taibi is having to tell customers to hold on.
The clients are asking now, when will the mortgage rates drop at the banks? Because the Bank of Canada rate won't directly affect their mortgage rates until the banks have actually lowered their mortgage rates.
The Bank of Canada operates independently of the government. Still, the Prime Minister made the rare move today of signaling his approval of the bank's rate cut.
I should say that the government has complete confidence in the Bank of Canada and the actions that it has taken. They are appropriate.
Most of the chartered banks released statements today saying they are monitoring the Bank of Canada's interest rate drop, but they haven't decided yet whether to pass any savings on to customers. Ron Charles, CBC News, Toronto.
And we'll talk about the political impact of the economy with Andrew, Chantel, and Bruce. That's in about 15 minutes.